What up, YouTube? We got the TM400 out. I'm gonna talk about the planes on it and take it for a quick spin also. So I got this bike from one of my boys, Dad's, for a hell of a deal. And I love all types of bikes, but as a lot of you know, they don't really make any big bore two, especially here in America, big bore two strokes anymore. Especially no road racing ones or road legal ones, really. I know KTM, you know, gas, all that other stuff. Anyways, they really don't make any more big bore two strokes for the road, and I love two strokes. And like I said, this is a perfect candidate to build something badass. Not that it already is badass, don't get me wrong, but it's dangerous as shit, as you'll see in a second. I'll take it on a ride my back here, but I've already laid it over once. The front brake locked up on me whenever I was riding. It got caught on the side here. Anyway, that's beside the point, but I'd like to switch the front end. I have a KX125 front end I could put on there, but I'd like to do something maybe like if I can find one, a RS250 front end, something sportier. And then I'll show you the design here in a little bit and the linkage setup I have in mind. But I'd like to ditch this whole rear suspension setup, whole front suspension too, but like I said, the whole rear suspension setup, and I'd like to convert it to a monoshock design. This is cool and all. Like I said, I could build another swing arm and put on this, or to replace this, and keep it a dual shock and get better shocks, keep it a dirt bike, which that would be super badass. But I think it'd be even more badass if I got this thing on the road, and maybe even started racing it at some point. But anyways, I'm pretty sure the bike comes in at like 240 pounds. That's what Suzuki says, 245 pounds, I don't know, somewhere around there. I'll make sure to put in the video. And that's dry weight with nobody on it, so I know I can shave at least 40-50 pounds off this thing. I know someone, I can't remember their name. Oh yeah, I can't remember, but someone on the forums that I've been, or someone from back in the day, they apparently got it down, or got one of these down to what, I think 170 pounds or something like that, which, you know, that's here nor there. You can never believe everything, but I can tell you, I know I can drop a lot of weight just from, you know, building my own exhaust, replacing the front end, the rear end, ditching the rear subframe, new tank, things of that nature, and that will shave off so much weight you wouldn't believe it. But like I said, let's try to get the Batadale started and take her for a little spin. And whenever I'm done, I'll show you guys the linkage set up and everything I have in mind. She needs cleaned, I know. I have all the parts for it. It's a super clean bike. I could clean it up and restore it to OEM, but I actually like to ride my stuff, and this thing is fun to ride. That's why I'm about to take it on a spin. You can't beat it. It's louder than shit. Of course, I need probably a size 2, maybe, definitely a few sizes down on the main, size down on the pilot probably also. I mean, it needs fine-tuned, but it runs and rides right now. It runs rich, as you can see. There's spooge coming. I mean, it vibrates like hell. I had to re-weld the exhaust. It already broke. I mean, it ain't the prettiest, but well, really I brazed it, but that's, like I said, neither here nor there. So yeah, let's try to get it started. So, I haven't started in a while. I think there's gas in it. Yep. Not much at all, but should be enough to run. Alright, gas on. I usually like to put it in like first. You can kick it, but just roll it over a little bit. Get some fluid, or get some gas in that combustion chamber. Now it should start within the first I say 5 kicks. Like I said, I don't have this thing running to the best of its abilities, but it runs pretty good though, and that's why I haven't really messed with it. It just runs rich, which I'm not worried about. I'd like to do what I want to do with it first, and then get it running real good and everything, you know. On the helmet, then we'll take it on a quick ride in the backyard. And that's what I'm saying. I just thought that's just I mean, you just can't beat a damn two-stroke. You can, but you can't. You really can't. It's fucking slow. Oh my God! Woo! Our view here. My camera's over here sweating. Let's see here. Hurry up. I don't got much footage left. My God. And that's what I'm talking about right there. There's just not much that can really beat that. And yeah, I mean, are you joking? Look how that, look at them go. Oh, it's throwing that shit 20 foot back. Are you shitting me? Or are you shitting me? They don't make shit like raw like that no more. Look at that. Come on. Yeah, I know your brand new electronic bike can do whatever, but damn, she ain't sounding like that. Wow. I mean, wow. Look at that. Just ridiculous. That's just badass. That's what that is. But anyways, I'm gonna ride this up here and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about with the whole rear linkage situation or whatever. And honestly, even if I did do it, I could always, this bike is super simple. I can always convert it. I could put it back to original. I just have to re-weld the rear subframe back on and put the original fork setup and everything back on it, but I probably wouldn't do that. Anyways, let's get up here and I'll show you guys this linkage setup. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I gotta at least do 10 hose shots for the camera. Let's fly higher. I just ran out of gas. That's funny. Whew. Anyways. Here's the KX125 frame. Here's the swing arm. And here's the linkage setup that I'd be using. I don't know if I necessarily use this swing arm. I'd probably build a new swing arm and just utilize this linkage setup. But you kind of get the idea. So on this frame, it's a twin cradle frame, or I guess you could say semi twin cradle frame. And there's a bracket, a mount right here for the monoshock design. This is a 2002, or 2002. And of course it's improvised from the old 1974 twin shock design. And now, like I said, this would be badass. I could upgrade it, but it'll never ride like my KDX in there. It'll never ride like any of my bikes. Well, any newer bike, I should say. It's super cool factor, yeah. But I'd like to have a road legal 2-stroke, and I think this would be a cool ass candidate, air cooled. And I know parts are hard to find or whatever, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm gonna go for it. I think it'd be badass, and I could always, like, say, convert it back if I really wanted to. And it'd be pretty straightforward. I just have to weld a mounting spot in there somewhere. I'll have to take it apart and show you guys a little more, but let me show you the design I kind of drew up. Take this off my helmet real fast. So this is what we're looking at here. It would be exactly like this. And I've kind of drew it up how I'd do it. Like I said, I'd cut the rear subframe, and then I'd have to modify a mount here to mount up to the linkage, which would in return mount to the swing arm to the frame there. And then I'd have my monoshock, and that opened up a lot of room, save so much weight. I'd have so much more customization. It would just open up so much room, so much more opportunity, so much more cool shit. Same with when I swap the front end. Of course, I'll probably definitely beef up the frame a tad bit, gusset in some of the smaller weak spots, you know. But anyways, that's besides the point. I just wanted to show you guys kind of what my idea is. Maybe give me some input. And yeah, I think it'd be cool. What do you guys think? Let me know. But I have to finish my LT250R, and then I'll get done with it, or then I'd like to start on this. So I'm gonna finish spray painting my A-arms tomorrow and get that thing back together. I got my engine back together and everything. I just need to clean that up. Got my frame painted. I just need to finish them A-arms and a few other small things I need to paint, and then put it together. But I'll be back in a video here soon. Not sure what. I think we're going up to Derby, so go look at the other channel. But anyways, deuces. Have a good night.